It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful gentleman based out in New York City. He's a stock market trader, and he also founded Live Traders in 2015, number one trading educational firm for about 3 years in a row. He's the CEO in education, finance, investment, and social media apps, and he's just a one-of-a-kind guy, and he's also got a book called Prepping for Success, 10 Keys to Making It, especially in the stock market, and live from the, looks like the trading floor of the New York Stock Exchange, but he's right here at home, and ladies and gentlemen, live from New York City, Anmol Singh. Anmol, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's fantastic. Great to have you on as well, too. So you've been a stock market trader for quite some time, and you got a book called Prepping for Success, 10 Keys to Making It. You've been a CEO in education, finance, investing, and social media apps. You also founded Live Traders in 2015 and more. And before we can get into all of that, tell us how I got started in the stock market.
Sure. So, I started in 2010. I was in, just basically met a mentor of mine online just by randomly, signing up for courses and stuff. I came across this gentleman that, Jared, who was seemed very transparent and very straightforward. And then I took one of his programs and I just read it, asked him questions, and we built sort of like a mentorship relationship where he was constantly giving me feedback and, showing me the ropes. Because having been an institutional trader himself, he was able to, show me all the right things to do and not the right things to do and the wrong things to avoid. And that's how I really got my start. Just took me under his wing, taught me how to trade the markets in 2010. And since then, I've been doing it ever since.
So what got you interested in the stock market?
I wish that there was something nice that I could have said, as far as, hey, I came into this because of a passion for trading, but really because of money. Right, you notice you grew up watching movies like Wall Street or Wolf of Wall Street or any movies like that. You know that there's money to be made for sure on Wall Street, right? If you're involved in trading, investing, there's definitely money to be made. The richest people in the world, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, they all have big stock holdings. So the real reason I got into it was basically through necessity. I couldn't get a job, after graduating from college. I was applying to multiple jobs, locations, different things, hundreds of interviews, and I just couldn't really get a job. So it was necessity. I had to do something, and this was one of the few things that you could do as an entrepreneurial venture, start from nothing and build it from there. So that was one of the main reasons. And then the second reason, obviously, was that I knew that this industry had a lot of potential if I did it correctly.
And what were you doing before you got in the stock market? Say you went to school around before 2010. What were you studying at the time, and what were you working before you got in the stock market?
Sure. So I was doing my degree in London, business and management, BSc honors degree. It was like a 4-year, 5-year program. So I was doing that, trying to graduate and get a degree. And my goal was to get a nice job. But unfortunately, I couldn't get a job. I applied from the big companies all the way till startups and just didn't get accepted anywhere. And then, I went back to my parents for a little bit, trying to figure out what I want to do. Did an internship here and there, but didn't really look like there was anything for me. Felt like something was missing, and then I started trading, And then never looked back since. I actually never had a job. I've been trading since then.
Wow. Okay. And of course, what were some of the big trades you did as well too before getting the book? It's like who you traded with, who you dealt with, and I mean, what was it like?
I mean, I think it's trading is. I think people make it appear trading more exciting than it actually is. Like good trading is actually very, very boring, right? Good trading is actually like you're following your statistical models and all you're doing is placing orders. I think newer traders get that adrenaline rush because hey, it's the stock market. But if you do it correctly, good trading is supposed to be very mundane. It shouldn't be exciting. If you're getting too excited trading, I tell people you're risking too much. If you're getting too excited on anything, you got too much big of a position. You should lower your position and trade statistical models. So I don't really have any massive or one big trade. I just have a series of very small, consistent trades. I think that's the difference maker is that a lot of people, focus or think about, hey, I need that one big trade that changes my career. I've never had that. I just do small, consistent wins and focus on what I can achieve in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, rather than what I can achieve right now.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we'll talk about your book as well, too, Prepping for Success. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with stock market trader Anmol Singh of New York City here on the Mike Wagner Show. He's got a new book called Prepping for Success, 10 Keys to Make It. Tell us about your book, Prepping for Success, and the 10 Keys to Making It.
Sure. So this is a book that I wrote basically for myself originally. This is a book that I wish somebody gave me like 10, 20 years ago. It would have made life so much more easier. So in this book, basically I distilled, it down to like 10 keys, right? That really propelled my success, my future, what really helped me in my journey in achieving my entrepreneurial potential and my trading potential. So the book actually has nothing to do about trading, right? The book doesn't even probably mention the word trading. It's basically the mindset that's required to achieve success in any area of your life, be it business, be it happiness, be it health, be it wealth, anything, personal development. So this book was something that I personally wrote that, okay, these are the 10 main needle movers, right? Like you can make changes in your life that can, improve your quality of your life by 1%, 2%. But these are like the 10 keys that make the biggest impact. And you can start making an impact like right away. So some of the 10 keys, like one of them I always talk about is integrity, right? That's the most important thing, a quality for anybody in any field, right? Integrity basically means like doing what you said you were going to do and then doing it when you said you were going to do it. Like that's the basic principle of success. So if you say, hey, I'm going to start this new workout, or I'm going to start this new business, I'm going to start it by next month, and you never do. Are you going to get success? No, right? What if you actually did it? So the goal of this integrity success key number 1 is to pay attention to your word. Like, be a person, man or woman, of your word. When something comes out of your mouth, make sure you actually follow through on it, or you don't say it at all. So if you say, hey, I'm going to start from Monday. Well, did you start on Monday, right? If not, then don't say it, because it's got huge implications. Because when you don't be a person of your word, you're telling your unconscious brain that, hey, I don't believe in myself, right? And that leads to low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and that's not a characteristic for success. So do what you said you were going to do it when you said you were going to do it. And I'll just say one more thing about that is people say, oh, I'm a person of integrity. I do what I said I was going to do. Well, think about it this way. When's the last time a friend, a parent, or somebody was calling you and you're like, hey, I'm just in the middle of something, let me call you back, and you never did? Lack of integrity, right? There's an email you should have responded to. You haven't done that. A text that's unread, you never responded to it. That's also lack of integrity. So The key is to do what you said you were going to do it when you said you were going to do it, and watch how your life changes when you pay attention to everything that comes out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm. You covered two of the keys as well, too. And what are some of the few other keys that's considered essential in the book?
Yeah. The other one is obviously, take action. I think a lot of people get into the learning loop, which is what I call in the book, which is they will read a lot of books, one book from another book, second book from a third book, one video to another. They got 10 different browser tabs open, one video to another, one online course to another. And I'm like, one podcast to another. But okay, have you really taken action on what you've read so far? Have you really done what you've learned so far? Or are you just in that learning loop where you're just constantly learning and hoping for things to get better? Or you're actually doing something? So taking action is, again, a really important key. And we talk about in the book, like how to actually take action, how to become a person of action. But it's just do something before you move.
And also, what prompted you to write this book?
Me is, as I said, like I wish somebody gave me this book 10 years ago, right? This is all the success keys that propelled my future, my success. And I hope to bring it down for people in one book so that they don't have to go and read 10, 20 different books. Read this, act on it, and, results will show.
And where can we find this book?
You can get it on Amazon or Barnes & Nobles. So if you go on Amazon.com or Barnes & Nobles or the website preppingforsuccess.com/book, there you can get some free chapters, and then you'll also have links to Amazon and Barnes & Nobles over there.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. We'll talk about how you start your businesses. You've been a stock market trader and the CEO of multiple companies. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Anmol Singh, stock market trader and the author of Prepping for Success, 10 Keys to Making It Out of New York here on the Mike Wagner Show. You've also, ran a number of businesses. You're founder and CEO of multiple companies involving education, finance, investing, social media apps, real estate, and more. And tell us about some of the companies you ran as well, too. And you can also discuss how you started those businesses and managing your time. Okay, I think we... okay, I'm sorry. I think we lost you for just a minute here. We're having some little bit of a technical difficulty. So go ahead and start over with your answer I had asked you about.
Sure. So I was talking about one of the companies is livetraders.com, where we provide educational courses, training for those who's looking to trade the stock market or the currency markets, looking to do it as a career or looking to do it on the side. So that's one of the companies. And we also have an advisory division where we offer newsletters and subscription products for people who don't really want to learn, but you're like, hey, can I just get some tips? Can I follow what you're doing? And then we send that out in the newsletter. Okay, here's what I'm buying right now for stocks. And then I send updates regarding, okay, I just got out. I'm selling it over here. So that's advisory division. And then I have another company called Cap Global, which is more to do with investing in franchise businesses and real estate. So that's the other business that I'm involved with right now.
Mm-hmm. And also, you also work with social apps as well, too. And, tell us about that. And what are some of the social media apps that you're working with right now?
Sure. So I had an app called A Quick SM a while ago. That was my first kind of foray into building apps. I sold that a couple years ago. So right now, I'm not invested in any social media companies or apps. It was a company that I started a while ago. And then in 2016, I had sold that company to a bigger company.
Mm-hmm. It also created over 3 online courses, over 10,000 students, mainly business, stock market. And tell us more about these courses and how can people get online to do so?
Sure. So, trading and investing is one of those businesses or professions that you're not going to learn at college or university, right? There's no course at a college or university to do with trading or investing. That's usually something people figure it out as they go. So what we did is we tried to create a university level program called the PTS, Professional Trading Strategies course, that has now been actually over, that number is old now. It's probably taken over 30,000 people that have gone through the program. Some of them are now running their own hedge funds. Some of them are running their own money management firms. And some of them are just individual traders working from home and, just generating a living. So that is like 25 hours of video lessons, and comes with a manual, which is like 600 pages. So it's a full university level course that people can go through, and that'll teach them all the way from the basics all the way till the advanced of how to trade the stock market, be it short-term trading, long-term trading, trading psychology, the mindset, everything basically they need to know. So that's what we cover in our course.
Oh, okay. Question about the stock market trade. What's your advice on the stock market now? What do you do? Buy, sell, or how do you handle the stock market today as we speak?
Right. So I think right now is a very interesting time. Like I think a couple of weeks ago when the market was down, over 30%, that was definitely a good spot to, start buying. I wouldn't say buy all right now, but let's say if you have an extra 10,000, you have an extra $1,000, whatever you want to put it. I always tell people divide that into three. So if you've got $3,000 to invest, divide it into $1,000 of three pieces. So a couple of weeks ago was a potential spot to buy. I would say even if you're not in the market at all, now's not a good time to buy a little bit, right? Nibble a little bit, keep a little bit on your back pocket in case we go lower, which I think we might. Then you can potentially buy back lower. So that's where the newsletter comes in. In the advisory newsletter that we offer, I kind of tell you exactly what to do. When I'm buying, when I'm selling, you can see my account in real time. Win or lose, you'll get to see it. And then that's what we do over there. So I told our members back in January that I don't know what's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Make sure you're out of everything, sell everything right now. And we luckily were able to avoid this drop. And now we're starting to buy it back again because we got a 30% discount.
That's very nice. And what are your thoughts on penny stocks?
My thoughts on penny stocks is that they're at a penny for, I wouldn't touch it.
We just want to get a clarification. Some people do it, some don't. And what about mutual funds, bonds, and also certificates? And what are your thoughts on those?
So mutual funds. The thing with mutual funds is that 99% of the mutual funds actually underperform the S&P 500 or the market. So you're actually better off just buying an S&P 500, right? Just buying the market as a rather than putting it into a mutual fund, because 99% of the mutual funds underperform the market. And even the ones that do overperform the market, maybe let's say you would have got 10% putting your money in the market. Let's say the mutual fund give you 12, 13%. Now they're going to charge you fees on that, so you're actually going to end up getting less. So it's actually better for those who are not traders or who don't know what they're doing. It's best to just buy the market and then forget about it. Don't worry about hedge funds or mutual funds. They're not worth it. Usually you can do better on your own. And the best, even better thing is to actually learn how to do this. Once you learn how to do this, you can get, much, much better returns than what you can get by putting it in a fund.
That's interesting. How do you compare a stock market now to, say, like last year, 3 years, 5 years ago, or even 10 or so and beyond? How do you compare the stock market, then to now?
Right. So right now is a very volatile time with all that's going on around the world. It's a very volatile time. It's a very different time. There's a lot of uncertainty. And, it's the market of, let's say, last year ago was very nonchalant, right? There was no fear in the markets. That was the thing. There was no fear in the markets. Market was going higher. Nobody was fearful. Everybody was enjoying it. There was nothing to be worried about. Now there's a lot of worry. There's a lot of concern. So the markets definitely are much different, much more volatile than they were a few years ago. However, it's actually, in my opinion, the best time to start, because that's what traders look for, is the volatility, is for the big moves. So it's never been a better time to start trading the markets.
Mm-hmm. And what's the best advice you can say to anybody at this point right now when it comes to the stock market? What should they do?
Best advice I can give everybody is that learn. Like, get educated, because think about it. Who's trading the stock market? Banks, Goldman Sachs, investment banks, right? Me, my traders, my whole team. And we've been doing this 10 plus years, right? A lot of our members who've been doing it maybe 6 months, 1 year, but they're all learned. So when you go and come into the markets, you're competing with all of us in a way, right? So you got to know what you're doing. You got to learn. So first things first, the market's not going anywhere. It was here yesterday. It was here before I was born. It's going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be here long after I'm gone, left the earth. Market's going to be here. So take it easy, take it slow, be patient, open up a demo account. Don't put your real money in. Trade with practice money, paper money.
And I think that's really good advice too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career? Okay, we lost Anmol here for a minute here. So once again, Anmol, if we get you here, who do you consider?
When he was young.
Okay, yeah, we lost you again for just a second here. So who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Biggest influence, I would say, is my father. I saw him, in India, basically starting something from nothing, working his way up, and I saw how hard he worked and how long hours he worked. And I think that work ethic is something that has stayed with me, since childhood.
That is fantastic. And what can we expect from you in 2020, like with another book or any upcoming projects coming up in 2020 for you later down the road?
Yes, in 2020, we're obviously, our company Live Traders has been growing, and we're now creating certificate programs for people who are looking to learn how to trade the markets. As I said, there's no university level program for trading, and we're trying to be the first ones that can develop a full-blown curriculum that could potentially be taught in universities and a certificate program. And the other thing that might be on the pipeline is I might be starting my own hedge fund, by next year. So hopefully that should be up and running.
That's fantastic, Anmol. Just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to hearing you again soon. Once again, Anmol Singh, stock market trader, also the owner of Live Traders. Also a book called Prepping for Success, 10 Keys to Making It. Once again, tell us your website, how do people contact you, and where can people purchase your courses and your books?
Sure. So if you're looking to learn how to trade the markets, the best way is to go to the website, www.livetraders.com. That's where you can learn more about trading the markets and things of that nature. If you're looking for information on the book, you can go to preppingforsuccess.com/book, and you can find more information about the book over there. And if you're looking to get in touch with me, best way is through Instagram or Twitter. My username is the same on both. It's Delta90, DELTA90ETY. So Delta90 on Instagram or Twitter, and you can chat with over there.
Sounds great, Anmol. Thank you very much for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep this up to date in 2020, and look forward to having you on very soon. You've been fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was nice chatting with you.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.